ஏங்க நம்ம ஹிந்தி தாங்க வடநாட்டில் பூரா படிக்கிறான். நம்மளால அங்கே போனான்னா அவனுக்கு ஹிந்தி தெரிஞ்சாதானங்க எனக்கு வேலை கிடைக்குங்கிறான். ஹிந்தி படித்தவனுக்குலாம் வேலை கிடைச்சிருந்தா அங்கே ஹிந்தி படித்தவனா இங்கே வந்து என்ன பண்ணுறான்? இப்போ பானிபூரி கடை வச்சுக்கிறான். வேலை கிடைக்குதா? பானிபூரிக்கு வந்துட்டான். ஹிந்தி என்பது அங்கே இருக்கிறவன் அவன் படிக்கட்டும். நாம் எந்த மொழிக்கும் எதிரானவர்கள் அல்ல. ஆனால் எந்த மொழியையும் யார் மீதும் திணிக்கக்கூடாது.
அண்ணா அவர் ஒரு உதாரணம் சொன்னார். பூனை போறதுக்கு ஒரு வழி இருக்கு. அந்த பூனை போகிற வழியிலேயே, ஏன்னா நம்ம பேர் சொன்னாங்க ஹிந்தி படிச்சா வேலை கிடைக்கணும். கிடைக்குதா? ஹிந்தி நம்ம ஊர்ல கோயம்புத்தூர்ல போய் பாருங்க, பான்பூரி வச்சுக்கிறோம். எந்த கிடையாது, எல்லாம் அவன்தான். ஆக அது ஒரு காலம். இப்ப ஆங்கிலம் இன்டர்நேஷனல் லாங்குவேஜ். பூனை போடுறதுக்கு ஒரு வழி இருக்கு, அந்த வழியா பூனை போகலாம். அதுல இன்னொரு நான் என்ன பண்ணான், அந்த வீட்டுக்காரன் பூனை போறதுக்கு ஒரு வழியை ஓட்ட போட்டு எலி போறதுக்கு ஒரு சின்ன ஓட்டை போட்டான். இது எதுக்கு அந்த சின்ன ஓட்டை போடுறேன்னு ஒருத்தர் கேட்டாங்க பக்கத்து வீட்டுல. எலி போறதுக்கு, ஏன்னா பூனை போற ஓட்டையிலே எலி போகாதா? We are learning international language English. What is the need for another language?
The opposition is completely angry and hitting out at the Stalin government. The minister may have come out and clarified to say his intention was not to insult Hindi speakers, but that's not cutting any ice with politicians from the north. They are now demanding the minister be sacked. So the legitimate question we're asking tonight, is it pride for Tamil and prejudice for Hindi for the DMK? That's the question and the debate. And joining me on the debate, Narayan Tirupathy, spokesperson of the BJP, and A. Sarvanan, spokesperson of the DMK. Mr. Sarvanan, just a short while ago, the entire South was up in arms saying that how can you even mention that, Hindi is the link language. The only thing that was being stated is that, use your state language, whatever it is, but Hindi can also be done so that communications between governments can become easy. But Tamil pride came in the way. Do you think Hindi as a language should not have any self-pride? Hindi as a language should be the language of pani-puri walas? Is that the way to talk about any Indian language and damage the pride of that Indian language? Is Tamil the only language that deserves some pride of place?
This is not a question of pride. When the Home Minister of the country comes and says people within the country should not speak in English, they should start speaking in Hindi, that is the imposition which we oppose. And we are not against any languages. We love all the languages. Bollywood films are doing very well here in the state of Tamil Nadu, and what little Hindi we know is because of this soft power of this Bollywood. We love Amir Khan, we love Shah Rukh Khan, we love Salman Khan, we love all the Kapoors, we love all the artists, and the songs, everybody likes it here, and we have Hindi Prachar Sabhas, and of course, everybody. And the minister was making a statement just to make a point that English should not be dispelled with, because if India is a superpower in the world, economic superpower, that is because we have been continuously using English.
I don't think anybody is saying that English should be dispensed with. I'm only asking you a question. To equate Hindi with pani-puri walas, Mr. Narayan Tirupathy, isn't this a complete insult to the language spoken by many people in the north of India?
Yes, it is a senseless, useless, meaningless, mannerless comment by a so-called higher education minister, lowering his standards and his governments too. I hope the Chief Minister instructs him to resign from his position as he tried to disintegrate the nation by calling Hindi-speaking people are pani-puri sellers. He has not only demeaned the Hindi language, he has demeaned the pani-puri sellers who are really sincere. Whereas this same government sells liquor. This government sells liquor and earns a revenue by demolishing, destroying crores and crores of families for the last 4 decades.
I want to ask you, 43.6% of people in this country speak Hindi, but you are so intolerant to Hindi, and then you point fingers that this government is an intolerant government, and you call Hindi speaking people, pani-puri walas. You know, that's a stereotyping which is insulting both to pani-puri walas as well as to those people who speak Hindi.
Yeah. Navika, I differ in this because Bharatiyar said, Tani Manidanake Unavelle Anil Jagatane Adithiduva. Same thing is this. See, if even a single person doesn't know Hindi, Hindi cannot become a national language. That's it. See, what is the basis of the nation trying to take Hindi as a official language?
No, but
they said that
that's not the debate today. There is no movement to make Hindi the official language or the national language. The question here is, the question I'm asking Mr. Sarvanan is, 43.6% people in this country speak Hindi.
Yeah.
Can you deride Hindi by saying, "Arey, Hindi bolne wale to pani puri wale hote hain"? Isn't this stereotyping the pani puri walas and all Hindi speaking people?
the question is for me.
Navika, the migration of workers, laborers happened from not the Hindi-speaking belt to the south of the country, probably to Maharashtra to a great extent, and to Karnataka and to the state of Tamil Nadu. Probably the union government should ensure that when these people migrate, they should learn the local language. Probably they should start a scheme for that.
So
but is the union government worried about all that? You are speaking about 43.6%.
No. People from the south haven't come to the north of India. What is the argument you are putting, Mr. Sarvanan?
Wrong. Very wrong.
Are you saying South Indians don't come to the northern
states?
Yes,
I'm coming to it.
They don't come in search of opportunity here. Are you trying to make?
It is not
trying to divide this country into ways where people going to Tamil Nadu will now require a visa?
I think your imagination is very fertile. That is why you are imagining things which I have not said. See, what I am saying is, when people from South India are going there, the number of people coming from North India to South India is higher. And you are asking everybody to read Hindi. The push is there for Hindi because more money is spent on Hindi. $800,000 for the UN to propagate in Hindi. There are no other speakers, is it? There are no Tamils who live in the US. There are no Kannadigas who live in the US. There are no Malayalis who live in the US, is it? The taxpayers' money comes from all these states. And this money is used for promoting Hindi, Sanskrit, and promoting Hindi teachers.
So
you are asking, you are imagining so many other things, and you are asking me questions.
Is Tamil not derived from Sanskrit, Mr. Tirupathy?
Navika.
Tamil, not at all. Tamil is an ancient language, more ancient than any language. That is a different debate. We will have a different time.
This same DMK was in alliance with Congress. The same things were happening, and Mr. Sarvanan should explain. He has to explain today that whether the same Congress was there and Mr. P. Chidambaram said the Hindi is our national language or not. Hindi is definitely it is our official language as per our constitution. Mr. Sarvanan, you deny it? I am asking you, are you denying it?
English is also a national language. English is also an official language, not a national language.
No, English is not our national language.
I answer you. English is also an official language under Article 340. It is,
you are wrong.
It is not a national language, sir. It is an official language.
Hindi
it is not a national language, sir. It is an official language. Yes, you are right. English is not a national language. English is an official language. Under Article 343, I know the Constitution. I know the Constitution. Article 343. Sir, I can show the Constitution, sir. I am having it. Article 343.
English is our national language. English is our national language. What is this?
I didn't say that, sir.
First of all,
English is not our national language, sir. English is not our national language. English is one of the official language. I understand, sir. I understand. English is not our national language, sir. English is one of the official languages, not a new language. It is an official language under Article 343.
See, even Mr. Karunanidhi, in 1965, in the assembly, your leader, Mr. Karunanidhi, present Chief Minister, Mr. Stalin's father said that you failed. He said, Congress, you failed to abolish English. You failed to drive away English from from our country. That is what Mr. Kannadigas said. I can quote from his book. Please try to understand.
Mr. Sarvanan, the basic question is when you deride Hindi and people who speak Hindi, are you not deriding Indians? Are you not an Indian? Are those who speak in Hindi not Indians? Do we have to erect walls and borders between states and between different languages? Because the diversity of India was the beauty of India. Last we heard. Is the DMK wanting to dispel all of that and call names to those who speak other languages? Simple question that I want to ask you.
Yes. See, India is a beautiful country with its diversity, and we take pride in our diversity. It is the BJP which wants to destroy this diversity. And we have enough BJP leaders coming and saying that Hindi is a national language. And we had an minister from Uttar Pradesh. We had a minister from Uttar Pradesh. We had a minister from Uttar Pradesh.
Those who speak Hindi are pani-puri walas. Who made this statement?
Yes.
Did the BJP make that statement, or did the DMK minister and education minister at that?
I'll come to it. Yeah.
Higher education minister.
Yes. And a UP minister said people who does not know Hindi should not live in India. Did you outrage for that? Did anybody outrage for that? Is this not destroying the diversity? Is this not destroying our plurality? Not celebrating our plurality or diversity?
Which minister? Please quote the minister.
Find out. If you don't know, I can't help you.
Oh,
yeah, from
you
Uttar
don't
Pradesh.
remember.
It was there all on all
you
the
don't
newspapers.
remember. You are quoting the facts. Please tell me.
That is why I'm saying.
I'm quoting your minister. I'm quoting your minister who made this point today, Mr. Ponmudy. Mr. K. Ponmudy made the statement that all Hindi-speaking people are pani-puri walas. I want to ask you, is this a fair comment? Yes or no?
Degrading Hindi, demeaning the pani-puri.
This comment is taken out of context, and you are just making a big hue and cry. This is just to hide the failures of the BJP. An artificial thing is created. There is nothing wrong in what he has stated. He has clarified his statement. So there is nothing. There is nothing to it. The problem here is Hindi imposition. The problem is Hindi imposition, Navika.
1 minute, Mr. Sarvanan, may I let you know that the BJP does not own the language called Hindi.
Yeah.
The language called Hindi goes beyond the BJP. It goes across to 43.6% people of this country. Calculate that, and that is not the entire population of this country. Sanjay Nishad you are talking about. Sanjay Nishad you are talking about. Well, if he said that, it's a wrong statement to make. But
did you outrage? Navika, did you outrage? Did you outrage? Did you have a debate on that in your show?
We outraged. I will send you. I will send you clips. I will send you clips. We ran and we outraged. I will send you clips of times now. We outraged. We raised objections because you, my dear friend, speak Tamil, and honor and the moon is as important to us as 1, 2, 3, ya 1, 2, 3. All right? But when you say Hindi bolne wale pani puri wale hote hain.
Just now you said nobody said that. That's what Navika.
Exactly. So please do not erect walls. We are in this country fortunate to celebrate the diversity in this country and the culture of this country. And we should all actually salute that.
Absolutely.
And I hope the DMK will take action against this minister who tends to say this once too often, stereotyping of those who speak in Hindi. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Tirupathy and Mr. Sarvanan, for joining me on the NewsHour tonight. Before I slip into a short break, I want to tell you viewers, because stay tuned, I spoke with Vivek Agnihotri, the man who made Kashmir Files, on what's changed between the time that this film was based on in 1990s of what happened to Kashmiri Hindus to today, when Rahul Bhatt has lost his life in Kashmir only because his name was asked and his faith was Hindu. He was shot dead at point blank range. That interview with Vivek Agnihotri on the other.